Alrighty guys, thanks very much for clicking on the video today. Look, today's video, I know this might annoy a few people, but I've gotten the new 2017 M1 driver right there. So let's get into it first, how this came to be. So I know I've been talking about in my last previous What's in the Bags, my driver and my 3-wood, my Mizuno JPX 850 was working fine. And I was saying to you, and I was probably saying to myself more than anything, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I've got a 2016 M1, which I did a video on, traded a few things in, got that pretty much for free, or anyway, I mean, after I traded in stuff I paid for, it eventually was free. But when I went to go and take in the shaft, Charlie gave me a shaft that was more suited to me rather than the one that came with, and I was going to switch the shafts from one of Charlie's his 915 Titleist D3 or whatever it is, and changed the Fujikara shaft that was in the 2016 M1. When I was at the Golf Gurus, it was probably going to cost me quite a bit because I was going to have to get extended, get certain clips, the things down the bottom, because the ferrules or the shafts aren't, the same with different companies. And when all said and done, it was going to cost me close to $150 anyway, and it was just because it needed a new grip. It was a great club to try, but it was more of a dud if I wanted to actually have a custom fit to me. So anyway, while I was in there, I started swinging the 2017 M1, and I went through the exact same fitting procedure as I did with Charlie, and I'll link that video down below if I can. I probably won't, I'll probably forget, where he went in there with Earl and Dan and did a Mizuno JPX 900 fully custom fit out session. And I've never done that with a driver. I've done it with my irons, but not the driver. And it wasn't until we went to North Lake straight after that, and Charlie was just creaming balls straight down the middle. And he's still doing it with Palm Pacific Harbor just recently. 300 meter drive, straight down the middle, perfect flight. I got on there, did the exact same thing with Earl, and I was more talking myself out of the process at the start, thinking, no, I don't want to get it. I'm happy with the clubs I've got. What's the point in changing to gain an extra couple of meters? But as Earl says, the engine of the golf club is the shaft, and I believed it when I saw it with Charlie, but I truly now believe it now, and I'm hoping a lot of other users can understand and testify to this too, that it's not till you put yourself in the shoes and start swinging something that you realize, wow, it really does work. Now, my main problem coming with a baseball background is I tend to chop down on the ball because that's a baseball swing. So I come in and down. I'll put some little videos down there. Now what I end up getting fit for was a mid-trajectory shaft, which enables me to get, from what I understand, a little bit more, it's double extra stiff, but it's a little bit more flimsy in a certain spot, which enables the club to come around and generate a bit more loft. So what I'll do is I'll insert some swings just down the bottom here so you can see me swinging this, and I'll show you can actually, might be able to see some of the new flight, because traditionally with me, just because I got incorrectly fit with a few shafts a couple of years ago, it was just not, the flight I was getting was just basically almost just a straight bullet, and it'd be the perfect flight to have at a British Open or down in Lost Farm where I'm hitting into the wind all the time. But when I saw Charlie and I see Nick hitting their custom fit drivers and getting that flight that I want, I'm thinking, wow, how much more extra distance and forgiveness I could get with that, because with hitting a low bullet like that, if I hit it out right or I hook it, it rolls, an extra 100 yards, and a ball will just go high and block out, because it goes high and comes down, might be in, in the tree line like that, where my misses were just shocking. So I had the whole thing in the Golf Guru, so big shout out to Earl, thank you very much for that. I traded in a couple of old putters, a few other things. Really got to give it to Golf Gurus for hooking me up and giving me a great deal on this, because I don't think anybody else out there could have matched the deal, but I think we've done a few videos and we've got a bit of a mutual friendship going on there. So, but look, to be honest, now we'll get into the club itself. When I was swinging it, we had it in full neutral, and we also had the neutral standard shaft in it with this extra stiff shaft. We went to a Koikura 60 gram XX Flex stiff shaft, mid-trajectory. So as I said before, there's a certain kick point around here that enables it when it's coming down towards the ball to generate a bit more dynamic loft, I think it's called, to get under the ball. And as you'll see with some videos before, it really does work. Now, I originally had it all when I was swinging in standard down the bottom. So, but after a few shots and stuff like that, we've put the ball, put the weight in the fade, the what you call fade position, and almost as far back in the high. So probably 2/3 back, as we'll see right there. See if I can get this better for you. So right there. Now the reason why I don't have this all the way back in the height was because the shaft itself was doing a lot more of the job. So I'm actually hitting some pretty high shots, but with my swing speed, I think it was between 114 and 122 I was getting, and that was with when I was really going after it. But for a nice easy swing, I was about 108 to 115. That was just my stock standard if I just wanted to just 75-80% just hit a ball like that. And then what I didn't film anything in there because this was a spur of the moment decision to go in there and do this, so I apologize, there's nothing in there. But as before with the video I do with Charlie, we'll link it below, because the Mizuno thing is the exact same fitment for a driver and a shaft. It's on the whole system they got there. I think it's a Srixon or a Mizuno system, not too sure. But I got the multi-compound Golf Pride grip, as you'll see right there, with 5 tapes. So I've got a really big hand like that, so really big hand. So yeah, and I think it's 1.5 inches longer than standard from memory. So, but look, I've got it. I'm on the M1 train. I can't complain. I've used it about 2 or 3 times, once or twice with Charlie, and also with Chris Pellet like that. So Chris gave me a few lessons. You'll see Chris coming up from Wynnum Golf Club. That's the next series of vlogs coming out. There'll be a What's in the Bag with Chris and a 6-part Wynnum Golf Club vlog where we play 2-ball Ambrose trying to beat the course record. So a big shout out to Wynnum Golf Club for inviting me out there, because Chris is a member, so we both came out. They gave us the buggy and a round, so it was really great. I won't tell you anything more than that because it'll ruin the videos coming up next. But also too, the Boston Red Sox hat will make an appearance soon, so get ready for that, Rick. So also, yeah, thanks very much to George Cassius for all the prizes. We've almost given away, George. So I think we've got a couple more sets of golf balls and a couple of gloves, and I think that's it. And the winter golf clubs, the winter FootJoy golf clubs, which I'm finding it hard to give away in a prize, because I think us Queenslanders will never use them. So, but look, guys, that was the M1. I'm not going to give it a rating or review. I'm just telling you this is my story about the M1. But I have gotten rid of the 3-wood, and I have the M1 2016 hybrid. And I can't remember, but I'm actually looking to adjust that down now because I'm getting rid of the 3-wood, and I'm considering doing what Brendan did from Be Better Golf. I'm considering getting a 3-wood shaft put in that, because I actually quite like the idea of the forgiveness of a hybrid, considering you can hit it out of a divot, out of a bunker, hit it anywhere, where a 3-wood's a little bit different. And getting a 3-wood, you know, put in there and see how that works. So keep posted for that. There could be another video coming soon. But yeah, guys, 157 subscribers, so I haven't said anything since we reached 100 about a month or 2 ago. If you're still watching to right now, I really appreciate you subscribing, and you don't know how much it means to give me a thumbs up and a comment. We haven't had any thumbs down in a while, so whoever's doing that's obviously they moved on, so I'm happy with that. So but yeah, guys, give us a comment, a like. I really do enjoy the comments. But yeah, so let's try and get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year, so on the M1 train there. Thanks.